bringing. I like the Osiris, I like the Nike, and I like the idea behind it, but I don't know if the execution is going to live up to expectations. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Dolson and the resident Ducky Stan and Mifflin are on the call for Obey up against Sanguine. Now, Mifflin, this is a matchup
in the bait, but they're not pulling any leads themselves either.
Well, it's Rongyu who's sort of spearheading the pressure, trying to one-man tower dive down onto Wolfie. Are you kidding me? That's the easiest solo kill of Wolfie's life. Rongyu dashes in. The support wasn't there. Improvements moving forward.
Already I'm seeing blanket improvement by Obey purely on their ability to respond to the aggressive play from Sanguine. And this Gold Fury call, I already know who said it first. It's Sino.
And Sino dunks down in the back line of Sanguine. Wow, he will take the first blood onto Rongyu. Horus deleted. Shinto, half of his health bar is missing as well. Gold Fury down to half HP. Still a Searing Pain could fly through, but Ducky will try to zone that one out, and Obey Alliance will take a kill and a Gold Fury. They'll bump that lead onto their side about 1K.
Inbound already has the item online to get the defense rolling for him. He's got this Thebe stacked up. He's got the Sovereignty as well. 4 Fizz stack from Sanguine means that he's going to be an incredibly potent frontliner.
Oh, Sino has found a nice gank near the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Wolfie will bang the Taiko drums and has to Thunder Crash his way out. Yarkor rotating in from the backside. Ducky's here as well, but Panatom will find the first kill in this engagement over onto inbound. Sino returns the favor, though. A 1-for-1 trade as Wowie is now regressed upon by Yarkor, where the disengage is just enough. Right back under the tower they go. Wolfie stunned down and Netrioid benefits. Rongyu tanking up the tower. Shinto is low and Ducky has found himself a kill on the back end of a good rotation. It's a 2-for-2 trade, but Sanguine, they have the map pressure and they might have the momentum.
They come out ahead in health bars as well as a chair too. We saw Rongyu hold off on using his slow for the longest there. He didn't want to proc Sino's Wing Blade and gives his team the chance to catch up.
Big fight here, Mifflin. Sino right back through. So many members of Sanguine are slowed down and Rongyu will have to burn the dash to get away. But the barrels swing on through from Wolfie, and that's a double for the Obey mid laner. Ducky has dropped down Panatom as well. Who's got the 5v5? Obey have it right now as Yarkor will find a great stun, but a 3-piece from Wolfie will put 4 members down from Sanguine, and Obey have found their team fight.
Sino does a fantastic job escaping a 5-man chase. Sanguine overcommit just a teensy bit, chasing all the way to that solo tier 1 tower. Obey respond perfectly. They send the entirety of their team there, pick up what looked like to be 2 separate engagements on that. They pick off 2 immediately, and then they pick off
to the opposite side. Tower chipped away. You'll need 1 more minion wave to crash in. No other lanes really pressured out on the map, so it's left lane or bust. Inbound has moved himself in and disarmed a couple. Ducky and Sino, they follow up, and that's a big Sentinel of Zeus that crashes down. Netrioid is so low, and Wolfie, he'll finish him off. Yarkor takes a seat as well. 3 members left of Sanguine. Mifflin, this is the team fight Obey have been looking for. They might be able to end the game as well.
They just get a little bit overzealous on trying to attempt to defend a tier 2 tower. That's not worth your lives. Now 2 members dead on the side of Sanguine for 40 full seconds, and Obey are going for the end.
Here we go. Titan started up by Sanguine. In goes Panatom and Rongyu, but I don't think it's enough, Mifflin. Panatom is half HP. Rongyu is stunned down and taken down. Ducky rips through on a killing spree, and Panatom and Shinto will do their best to survive. It's not gonna matter. Sino, welcome back to the SPL. Obey will find their first game win.
Taking off a single target that all of a sudden gets revived with the team means that there could be a second wave for Sanguine in some of these fights. So I think Obey are going to have to be a little more careful in how deep they dive onto an individual target.
Obey, they're on set point here, Mifflin, taking game 1 over Sanguine in 27.5 minutes. Sanguine, a team that has faced adversity, though, this season.
I wouldn't say so, but for this set in particular, let's take a peek at exactly what those long lanes are. You've got a Fafnir and a Hachiman, but maybe we hold that thought as Wolfie jumps in and finds that ultimate.
Rongyu is first blood in game 1. Will he be first blood in game 2? Yes, he will, and it's Wolfie who benefits yet again. Rongyu overextends in the mid lane for a second time. I don't even know that meaning much. Now you're going to invade on the Obey side of the map. Sanguine looking for a kill onto Ducky, who is able to leap away from that one. So this is similar vibes maybe to game number 1, where Sanguine don't want to give up really anything. Now it's Sino who's being aggressed upon. Sino has to drop the Sentinel of Zeus, pulled back in by Panatom, but will rather be able to leap away. Panatom snags the wrong U ultimate, and we'll thank him for it, but inbound elsewhere is dropped down by Shinto, and the Fafnir falls. Sanguine, they've
mid-camps and get to level 20. Sanguine, although playing a little bit more aggressive, just sprinkling in these dives, they're still playing for the late game.
Panatom has blinked forward, playing for a fight, but will dash out. Ducky's here on the rotation as well. Yarkor just a little bit behind. Chain over, Kepri ultimate down onto Panatom, so that'll save his life for the moment. Yarkor is rotated in onto Wolfie, and Sino has finally executed the Susano. Spin to win on the Beyblade, disengaged for Yarkor, and a 1 for none goes the way of Obey. Prevent Netrioid from going into the crit tree.
You certainly can as a deterrent, but even then, that really won't stop it, as crit's still going to hit your carries hard.
Sino has found his way into the backline. Gold Fury peeled off of Wolfie and Wowie, delete Netrioid from the game. Wrong use self-ults, which means there's no displacement there, and it's a double kill for the Obey Hunter. Yarkor is rotated through, Ducky just now reaching that mid lane. King Arthur will try to do some damage here, but it's Panatom looking for the engagement on Wowie in the backline, but Wolfie's found another kill in this fight. Panatom is taken low and ultimately taken down. A 4 for 1, and Obey will turn their eyes to the Fury.
Are we sure these team names are right? Obey's looking...
While Obey, I think, are doing a very good job, uncharacteristically from what we've seen of them, slowing down this game. Are you playing with fire up to a point, giving Sanguine time to get back into this game? We might have to return to that thought, as inbound has been leapt on, but he will jump away. Obey takes down the Pyromancer, but Yarkor wants a little bit more here for Sanguine. Typhoon knocks up inbound, and he'll go back to Grayscale, but Wowie will turn around this fight and make it a 1 for 1. Obey grabs the Pyromancer, grabs themselves a kill, but it's Sanguine who rotate through and try to find an engage and grab a kill. Looking for a stun and looking for an engage.
That's really going to be the heart of the aggression. It's one of the best ranged engagements in the game, but you can't sleep on Coerce. If he decides to go into this Dragon form, this Primal Fury will fall instantly.
Oh no, Ducky wants some disengage right now, and he doesn't have it. Rongi, though, has to use the Kepri ultimate onto himself. Wolfie has dropped down the bug, and Obey pull one back for themselves. Airstrike aggressively now from Netrioid. He'll swoop down right behind Wowie. Panatom will find the kill. Suddenly Obey are being dismantled. It's a 1 health Sino and a 300 HP Wolfie underneath their towers. That's a fight that Sanguine are happy to win.
Look at Netrioid's positioning. He's incredibly valuable. Now Sanguine know that they are in the driver's seat. Obey's not going to be the one starting a Fire Giant. It's on them to create the uncomfortable situation. It's on them to start the fight around the Fire Giant. Obey's completely comfortable just letting the game stagnate.
Sanguine have seemed to have found their footing again when it comes to team fighting. Yarkor will open things up with an ultimate over onto Ducky. This is a bit of a split fight here. A couple members from Sanguine peppered all over the battlefield with Wrong You stunned down. Panatom will find a killing spree and a good Typhoon to knock up some on the back line, with Shinto finding the second. Ducky, he's going to try to sidestep this one, but those are long death timers here, Mifflin. Sanguine have won a big fight. Shinto with the double. We could be looking at a tied up set.
That was unfortunate on the side of Obey. It seemed like the call was to disengage. We see Sino immediately dive into the backline to try and stop the aggression from Sanguine. He's able to separate Netrioid. He's able to keep these carries from being able to engage from that King Arthur, but unfortunately his team wasn't able to get out far enough. And now 4 members dead on the side of Obey. This is very likely going to be an end call. Sanguine not going to roll over for this new squad.
Sino does not have the ultimate, and with that, maybe not much of a chance. The Titan breaks free from his bindings and will actually end up falling right back down to Sanguine, who have found a way to fight on back in. Obey take a seat. And Sanguine, I kind of said it.
Think that could be enough, this Kepri res here?
It's going to cause a lot of trouble for him, Finch. In the same way it did in Game 2, if you're looking for a single target pick, it's just more difficult now, right? They have to find it twice, or they have to win a huge team fight.
Find out, isn't it, Finch? Mifflin still with Dawson to cast game number 3. The closest Obey have been to an SPL win so far, and one thing
style, maybe just a poor matchup in this first week with Sino, sure. But right now, either team could definitely take a dub. Wowie getting a small engagement against Netrioid. Sino's already there.
Sino is here, but Jingwei plenty safe. Slightly early on the dive back down, but Netrioid doesn't have the leap away, and Sino is rotated for first blood. We asked for some fireworks in the long lane, and Sino has made...
That's all Wowie. Wowie put Netrioid down, and he made sure that the ultimate was no longer available. Once that's down, that's where the gank potential is.
Oh, and Wolfie will take to the Tycho drums. First blood, second blood is just as good for Wolfie there in the mid lane. Apple connects over onto inbound, and Panatom will finish off that kill. Wolfie may be looking for a little bit more, but you have to be careful when Shinto is still in range. That's a 1-for-1 engagement. Panatom snags one for for Sanguine rather, and it's Wolfie who gets the second of the game for Obey and the first for himself.
Panatom goes in, catches the lazy back, puts Wolfie back into the dirt. Wowie on the chase, doesn't have the ultimate available, so Panatom's going to make it out alive. This guy is crazy. The engagement's completely over. He says, well, I bet they're going to lazy back, and you know what? He's right. And isn't
some of these small side engagements early in the game?
It seems like Sanguine really identifies that early aggression has been their weakness, and now they blink in on the mid tower.
It's Wolfie who thunder crashes away. Sino has now maybe found a side engagement with Panatom. Netrioid lurking off to the side. The collapses in from Sanguine with Obey right on Sanguine's tails. This is a big 1v1 here. Panatom has to use the Typhoon and will catch the wrong U ultimate to win that engagement, and it's Netrioid who ends up getting the kill. The 4 members from Obey were far back enough that they can stay alive, and Sino bites off just a little bit too much. Yes, small spike in the gold there for Netrioid.
And Pyromancer already started up 50% by the Sanguine. Bobby's really the only one in range. Wolfie a little bit further behind. Finds the hammer over the wall.
Good stun. We've seen Fafnir steal away some objectives already this season. Inbound won't get the chance as Sanguine have disengaged, but the apple connects, and Shinto will find the fourth kill of the game for Sanguine. First for himself there in the mid lane. It's a little objective bait there, and inbound transforms, but only finds death at the other end.
This game is being played much more to the tune that we're used to seeing from Sanguine. Slow, methodical play in the early game with a teensy sprinkling of this new dive that we're starting to see from them. But still, 18 minutes in, only 6 kills. Sanguine, 2,000, almost 3,000 gold up. Like they are forced into forcing engagements, and Obey not so far down that they feel like they need to make heroic plays. Defending this Primal Fury should be a prerogative.
Sino will steal it away. Primal Fury taken down 99% by Sanguine, but it's that final one.
About any ability from the side of Sanguine is going to deal more damage than one tick of Nike's one. Instead, gets it anyway. Fantastic steal from Sino. Now Sanguine trying to find aggression elsewhere on the map.
Are they looking for a bit of revenge here? As Sino takes away the Primal Fury. It's Pyromancer plugged away just a touch by Yarcourt here, but won't result in much else. There's a bit of a King Arthur engagement we figured we might see once or twice. Wowie slinging plenty of shots into Yarcourt's back as he spins away. Ducky will world serpent his way through and finds 3 men on the back end of it. A great start to this fight for Obey, but Ducky has no more defensive abilities, and Yarcourt will turn around on the stun and get the kill. Wolfie Thunder crashes through, but talk about that res. That's gotta be frustrating for Obey. You find a great engagement, but you're the only one who loses a member.
Man, that's frustrating, and I'm not even the one playing the game. Now Shinto can rotate back in, look for the steal himself. Not quite there in time. Ducky finds a fantastic engagement on the backline, but all ultimates available. Sanguine going to go ahead and try and keep their pressure rolling, group up around the Fire Giant.
Shinto and Panatom will look to continue their killing ways. Another massive engagement, but this time it's Sino that will knock up a few from Sanguine. Thunder Crash defensively from Wolfie, but a kill has been found elsewhere on the map. It's Panatom who's on the run. Netrioid snags the res and will be popped by Ducky. Underneath the tier 2 tower they go. Yarcourt will find a nice double stun onto inbound and Wowie, and he's going to Beyblade his way through, but it won't be enough to save his life. Wowie will put Yarcourt down. Wolfie has fallen in the meantime. Netrioid nearly does as well. Obey Alliance, they found themselves a small win, but it's a win nonetheless.
What a nuts split engagement. Bobby jumps in nearly alone. All the members of Sanguine stack up and try and put him down, and then immediately Sino jumps in, finds a 3-man knockup, the 4-man ultimate to disrupt that fight. Ducky completely zoning the carries in the back end as well.
Ooh. Sino looked for the up-down onto Panatom, found it, realized this Susano's 3-0-3. It's a good stagger out there on a couple members of Sanguine by Ducky.
Love this one, so you know they're not going to let Obey to just run away with it. It's the only way to open up the map. If Sanguine take it, you can expect that those tier 1 towers are going to go down and then use that time while Obey have to defend to look to aggress onto the Fire Giant. If Obey take it, they could do the same.
Oni Fury started up. Panatom is engaged, but he's deleted by Wolfie and Wowie. Netrioid taken low, catches the res thanks to Wrong You. Ducky wants to keep this chase going. Netrioid is pulled back into the awaiting arms of his support. 1 kill onto Panatom. Big loss here for Sanguine. 3-0-3 up to that point. Yarkor still on the chase. Onto Ducky. Oni Fury taken down in the meantime. And that's Wowie and Wolfie who were able to complete the objective. Massive fight and a big turnaround here from Obey to pull back that gold lead. Unfortunately, though, Ducky may end up falling to sacrifice at the end.
I'm going to call that worth 100%. If Ducky didn't type into the chat, I will for him. That's a hashtag worth moment. You take away Oni Fury, now Sanguine can't open up the map nearly as easily. That means next to nothing. Obey, go ahead and take out that low tier 1 tower in mid. No longer a bastion of safety for Sanguine. Going to make it a little bit easier to take the fight.
Watch out, Yarkor, though, has tried to take a fight onto Wolfie, who will disengage. Ducky, aggressive World Serpent, one more time. Yarkor is stunned and is catching too much damage from Wowie off to the side. Panatom, big two-man knock-up onto the side, but Wolfie will put him right back down. Yarkor and Netrioid both back beneath their tier 2 tower. Shinto will find the kill, but he's got to pay for it with his life. It's a 1-for-2 trade. Obey Alliance slightly better off. 2 members TKO'd from Sanguine, and they might turn their eyes towards the Fire Giant.
It really seems like Obey have found the counteraction to Sanguine's incredible late-game teamfight. The second Yarkor dives in, we see Sino and Ducky say, alright, it's time to fight, bet. We're going to run directly at Shinto. Now, it's just Yarkor diving the backline as the rest of the team is trying to peel off Obey's dive, and it just works out in favor of Obey.
Yarkor close by. Fire Giant very low here, but stopped off. Wrong You is taken quite low, but Yarkor will look to turn it around. Wowie is absolutely swinging here, but the Fire Giant is as well. Inbound with the assist of the FG will lose to Yarkor here. Wowie will turn around the damage, and it's a double kill for the Hachiman. No FG, but a couple more kills for Obey. They do
there before Yarkor does as well. Obey gonna go ahead and use that time to pull the Fire Giant.
Yarkor does not have teleport either, so he's gonna have to walk all the way back. Fire Giant pulled, but instead it's World Serpent. He's ducking down onto Netrioid, but you don't need the final tick when Wolfie has the damage. Panatom will have to use the Aegis to try to stay alive. Rather, he'll stay immune just for a moment to the knockup. Oh, double kill for Wolfie. And Obey continue to find themselves picks. This has got to be an FG call. And this might be the set for Obey to lose. This is so in their control.
They're now 2,000, almost 3,000 gold up. No one can really move in from Sanguine to steal this Fire Giant. The map is available to be cleared for a ton of gold. Every single fight Obey has taken has been split. They're not letting Sanguine take the fight. Available for Kepri. Ultimate still online for 3 members of Sanguine. Obey gonna regroup themselves, use some of that passive Fire Giant healing, and re-engage. Sino's the first one in.
Massive Cage on aggressing on the front line of Obey. His inbound is stunned down, taken low, but look at the damage from Wolfie. He's turned it around, and the King Arthur has been put in the dirt. 60 seconds left on that timer as Obey turn their eyes to the mid lane.
On these team fights, Obey have been able to open up the map, open up these objectives. This is a different team. Wrongyu so far forward.
And Sino will jump in to try to find the engagement here. Wrongyu is trying to retreat back to his team. This is maybe the fight that Obey have been looking for. Sino will put down Wrongyu. Into the backline goes Panatom, but the peel is there. It's a double kill from Sino. It's a split on the carries from Sanguine. Yarkor will fall. It may have happened, Mifflin. 3 members are dead for Obey. Sanguine, they may have lost an Obey. It looks like they found their first win in the SPL.
First win against Sanguine? Unthinkable for Obey, but now Netrioid falls as well. Frenzy is popped. Titan falls. Obey take it 2-1 over...